Hello, welcome back to Average Gamer Plays Factorio. Let's carry on. I was just that's right, monitoring these smelting arrays. Now I need to restart the rocket fuel, don't I? And check on lube production. So the rocket fuel, I think, will be the easy thing to do. Let's get back in the train. Let's go to packs, rocket fuel. We had some of it working. These are all working because I can see all those oil refineries going. This one isn't working so well. No, it's producing. This one is all clogged up, so let's... I think that one is all clogged up as well. So let's just clear everything out. So that then starts producing solid fuel again. That gets all the oils flowing again, and then this has now got light oil and it can start producing the rocket fuel, and then can start using up. But we shall see if it starts getting clogged up again anytime soon, or if it just keeps going. Because it's designed, it's got the right number of assemblers. It should be using the rocket fuel as quickly as it's producing it, and I'm not quite sure why it isn't. So this half produces 4,000, the solid fuel rather, not the rocket fuel. This produces 4,087 per minute, and this consumes that only consumes 3,200. I think, right, I think I know what the problem is. On my original design for this, that also produces 4,087. But even though that... See, this little one on this side here has been working non-stop, and it's never clogged up. So that lot at the bottom produces 2,299, and this lot at the top consumes 1,920. So that should always be this occasionally gets to be output full. And that occasionally gets to be output full, but it doesn't ever stop working because it's never full enough to stop producing the light oil, which is what it needs up at the top end. See, this is now all working properly. I don't know, maybe there's just a fundamental flaw in the way that I've designed it, because it never ran out of, you know, this little base here is the same as the one that I've got in the starter base that's launched sort of 6,500 rockets so far, and that's never run out of rocket fuel. I did change these balancers because when I initially built this I had like an 8-to-8 balancer, but it was putting out the rocket fuel on both lanes. In my original design I still had an 8-to-8 balancer, but it was only outputting on one lane. It was to do with how I merged the lanes at the outputs from the bottom half of the factory down here, and it was filling up both sides of the lane. Now in my original blueprint, which I had in my 1000 science per minute base, and this is where I initially designed this, it was only outputting onto a single side of the belt, and that never stopped working. So I changed these. I didn't have enough room to put an 8x8 balancer in here with merging all these lanes, or keeping all these lanes separate. By merging the lanes together onto an 8x8 balancer, I was able to squeeze the whole thing together, and now I don't have room to put it back to the way it should have been. So instead of having an 8-to-8 balancer, I've now got two 4-to-4 balancers, but I don't think, I'm hoping that's not making a difference, because each side of the factory here should be producing the same amount of solid fuel, 4087.2, and this next bank here 4087.2. so regardless of whether it's getting its fuel from, regardless of whether it's making it from light oil or from petroleum gas, these machines produce solid fuel at the same rate. Crafting speed 6.55, crafting speed 6.55. Now, problem is these might actually produce less depending on how much solid fuel they get. Don't know, I'll just have to keep an eye on it. Everything is that isn't producing as much. It might be that it has not got as much crude oil coming in. See, that's not an awful lot of crude oil coming in down there. So that comes in down this line. So it's the same crude oil line. So I wonder if it's the way that I'm actually supplying the oil into. So let's follow this crude oil back. Right, I've got 5 lines coming out of here, but I'm only using 4 of them. See, that is all pretty full. These are sort of working very intermittently, so that's got I need to get some pumps really, I think, to try and... So I've got some pumps on that side. So the two oil lines that I've got coming in here, some pumps down there, okay, so that is now full of oil. So one line I've got just going into this one, and then the other line I've got down going to those, to the two. Right, okay, let's just right, you can go back to Megabase. Building train, second building train. You can come to X rocket fuel and stay for an item count. I think I need to change this so that this line that goes up to there carries on, so I need to put another line of pipes under here, and then this line carries on to the other factory. There's a train just coming in to pick up rocket fuel, so let's have a few of those. So that line is going to carry on. And that is going to feed that oil station, and then this line down here is now a full line. Well, it might be because it was all backed up a little bit, but that is like a single line coming straight off the pump jacks, and that is also a single line coming off the pump jacks, but that line is feeding both this little factory and this big one, and then that line coming down here is just feeding this side of the factory. So those are still sort of working, and those are still sort of working. We should still have plenty of rocket fuel coming out on all of these lines. Okay. So we'll see. That has got 6,400, 65. Yeah, so the rocket fuel only stacks to, I think it's the same as the low density structures, so a train of rocket fuel only holds 3,200 anyway. Here comes a train. And it loads up with 2,000, 2,500, 3,200 and off it goes, yes. So that has now got another train's worth in stock. In fact, it's now got 2 trains worth in stock. So the silo should now have plenty of fuel in it. And the silo is, the labs were just down there. So let's go and have a look. Let's just hop into the building train. I'll use that as my passenger train for the time being. So we've got plenty of materials, plenty of low density structures there. Another train's just leaving, having dropped some off. There's some more rocket fuel coming in, so of course it'll be requesting a lot of rocket fuel while it builds up its reserves. Yeah, now let's just follow this train. So that goes to the drop-off. It should be heading straight back to the depot. Which it is doing. There are some trains here. These trains here waiting at the recycling or dropping off the recycling. Right, let's have a look. Let's just walk down to there and see what's going on, because something's not quite working right there. Right, let's change those to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Let's change all those to be requesting 400. So it could be that the rocket fuel isn't getting recycled properly because these chests weren't requesting enough of the stuff, and the trains weren't able to unload. I don't know why a train is coming into this station when it's empty. It should only come here right. Those are requester stations. Those are provider stations. That has only got, that's got 4,400 bricks in it. That has got 9,800. So yes, there is a train on its way to here to pick up some of these recycled rocket fuels. And here it comes now. Let's set that provide threshold to be 2000 because these don't stack that high. So let's send that on its way. So that's still got 7,100 in there. How come that? Right, yeah, because that still thinks it's waiting for 4,000. That's why on that it's not quite full, because it is full, but it thinks it should be holding 4,000. So that can go on its way. Another train on its way here. This one here. So that is now, we've got 4,700 in here, so this train should fill up. And again, I think it just takes time to filter out. I'll just send that on its way because it is full. This has now got 2,300, so it should still send another train to it because it's got enough in here. So I've set the limit to be 2,000. And it has in fact requested another train. That now only has 12 left in it. Right, tell you what I'll do. I will manually pick those up. Dump them into station wagon at the back, and then that is now on its way. Right, that should not request any more trains to that stop now because that is now completely empty. We have 4,400 bricks in there, and that provide threshold is 4,000. So as soon as we need some more bricks, it should come to this station first and pick some up. Right, okay. I think just setting the limits and whatever on that recycling station and the on the requester chests and on the LTN system has sorted that out. We now have, right, we're still short of 8,500 rocket fuel in this, but we have some in stock. It is filling it up faster than it's using it, I think. So that now is down 8.3, 7 point, you know. We're now down, you know, another 2 or 3 trains will fill that up. That happily goes on its way nice and empty again. So let's get my calculator out and just see how many this has launched in total. So that is 777 plus 613 plus 538 500 513 and 789 is 3,730 rockets, plus another couple that actually went out when I was making the calculations. That has, well, let's get off the conveyor belts. That's got 13,000. More rocket fuel coming in, so over the last hour there has been some dips, but it's only been that rails. Let's get rid of 3.5, about 3,000 a minute. But over the last 10 minutes we're at, I mean that should keep coming up now. Why, when I filter it on Science Pack, does it include rails? Ah, that's interesting. They're all launched in a line. As soon as that one launches, this one's ready to go again. And then this one. And now this one again. And now this one. Oh, that one's out of sequence. Okay. But because we're launching rockets so regularly now, I mean, we're getting, you know, all the ingredients. We've got plenty of circuits, which means we've got plenty of iron and copper and everything making those circuits, and plastic making the red circuits. You know, sulfuric acid and whatever is involved in making the blue circuits. We're not short of any of those. We're getting plenty of low density structures coming in, so we've got plenty of copper making that, and oil for the rocket fuel, and then all the ingredients for the satellites and the accumulators and everything. So we've got, you know, everything here is full. It's fully stocked. All these lines coming in are all as full as they should be. And if we have a look at the map of the whole base, it says no station on the copper mines, but there will be. They're just mine 3, station 3. Let's have a look at that one. That's mine 2. That's mine 3. There's plenty of ores coming off the lines here still. There were just sort of so many trains waiting or picking stuff up that this wasn't full enough. That's got 102,000. Oh, it's not. It's got plenty of ores. It was just short of trains, so I might still need to add a few more trains into. Yeah, there's plenty going out there. There was a second depot here, so there's 2 depots here on network 4. So let's just have a little look at my ore depot 2 has only got 39 trains on the system, and it's got potential for, I think there's 29 29 stations in a depot. So I've got more space to add some more trains. So let's hop in here. Go back to building train load. Let's get that one off the. Let's get back into my normal passenger train. So we've got right. So there's 39 trains in there. There's room in the depots for 58 trains, I think. So let's build another 15 trains. We should have plenty of nuclear fuel in the system now. So 15 trains means we need 45 locos. And 8 times 15 is 120 cargo wagons. Locomotive. There we go. 45. Right, so I've got 14 left in. Well, I've only got 44 out of 45. Right, I'll have to nick one, I think. Have I got one on the building train, or have I got another train hiding somewhere else? I know I've definitely got I've got plenty on the building train. Ah, there are some there. Right. Yeah, let's just grab a couple out of that. Right, what's the nearest station that I can get to for ore depot? Let's go to Axe Smelting 2. Right, rails 3-8 train, and it needs to be pointing in that direction, and we'll put that down there. Right, it's put a slightly broken carriage on there. I'm not bothered about that for the time being. Copy that schedule. Paste it into there. No, I don't want to copy that one. I copied. Although, I mean, it might have just sort of copied the schedule. No. Let's copy a schedule from a train that isn't allocated to a job. Right. Put that into automatic mode, it'll just go round in a circle. That'll just park at the station, that'll just park at the station. Now they're getting allocated, so we do need them. 1, 2, 3. Ore depot 2. Copy, paste, paste. Automatic, automatic, automatic. How many have I got left? I've still got plenty left. I put down 6 trains. I was going to put down 15, wasn't I? We're short of fuel, but there's another fuel train coming in. Right, network. Right, so we've got 12, we've got 48 trains now in the system. So yeah, that is all signalled. Well, plenty of trains coming out from here now. I wonder if part of the problem is because all the trains are now coming out onto a single line here. I wonder if I could sort of break my rule about the train junctions along here. I mean, the trains come out on this single line and they can go on any one of 4 lines on the output. I wonder if I change this, so all these trains are basically coming out and going up because that's where, you know, there's nothing else sort of down here for them to go to. They're all going up to go to these mines. What I'm thinking is having 2 lines coming out here and then one goes onto the first line and then one goes onto the second line, so 2 trains can effectively leave this station at the same time. And it just means sort of having a slightly different type of junction. Or I could put another actually that's what I'll do first. It should be a rails out junction. And it needs to be at least a train length away from this one. Oh, at least sort of, as long as it's after this rails out. As long as it's after there, that is fine. I've only got 103 rails on me, so that might not be enough. Now, and how soon is it going to be before a train actually starts using this line? Normally I put a line down and a train uses it immediately. So if a train needs to go to one of these iron mines up here, it should have a shorter route. Yes, and indeed that train is now using that new line that I put in. which means it can get to the station quicker, and there's less traffic coming out on the other line, so the trains should get... There was another train on that line as well now, and another one. There we go. So I didn't add in all the trains that I was going to add, but I think I've just added in enough. So now that a train can sort of... Some of the trains are coming out this way and some of the trains are going out this way. They're not all queuing up. They can actually get out quicker. See, look, that one gets straight out. So we'll be able to make a delivery in good time, and the train won't time out and it won't send a second one. Didn't even hear the thing beep for 105, mining prod 105 finishing, but we're already a third of the way through mining prod 106. Right, no station supplying lubricant. I think, well, it will provide lubricant eventually. So some things may slow down a little bit. Yeah, just dribs and drabs coming out of that. We've got plenty of engines being produced at the moment. I think they just need to filter their way down the line. These flying robot frames don't have enough engines, basically. So we're not producing those as fast as we should be, and then the ones we are producing are getting up these belts first, so that's why this half of the factory is producing more than the other half. We've still got 204,000 in stock though. I mean, to be fair, you know, we're not exactly, you know, running short. Yeah, since it's just red belts coming out there, I could downgrade all that balancer to red belts instead of blue belts, but I haven't got anything on me. So yeah, we've got 204,000 in stock. Now it's just a case of, are we... We've got everything else coming in, and then here comes... I think it was just half a train of lube. So that's got... It says it's short of 328,000, so there's not a lot of lube in the system there. There's 700. It's requesting 350,000 and it's short of 330,000. So there's only 20,000 lube in that system. So yeah, I need to right, let's go and check. So I did something the other day on the Sulper where I connected all these tanks together so that they evened themselves out. I'll do the same on here. Although I don't think there's ever going to be enough in there to fill them all up, to be honest. Right, so we've basically not got enough lubricant coming up the line, and we're sort of producing it as fast as we can. Fluid ingredient shortage. So why are we not producing the light oil is being is clogging up a little bit. Petroleum is full, so is it the light oil? Heavy to light. That's converting light to petrol. That doesn't use petrol. What are we using the petrol for? We're using the petrol to make the sulfur. And that is all completely full. So can I then add on, right, another row of factories down here making loads more sulfur? And yeah, even if I'm if I'm using up all of the petrol that I'm producing, I'm using all the sulfur to make the sulfuric acid and producing more sulfuric acid than I am at the moment, because again I've got trains lining up for that. So that train has only got 75,000, so I need more sulfuric acid. Yeah, this is all pretty empty. Right, I'll have a think about that a bit later on. I've got to go and do some other things today. But yes, let's add more sulfur and sulfur acid factories to SA plant. Right, I've checked the rocket fuel. I don't need the ball smelting array. I don't think I need a nuclear fuel plant. I might still do that. But at the moment, yeah, the old base still needs to keep running just to keep the nuclear fuel on the go. There's a bit of train traffic going on down here, but it looks like everything is working as it should. 96 down to 90, 38 down to 33, 127 down to 120, 102 down to 96. So these are getting depleted a bit. But there's no congestion. No station supplying sulfuric acid. I'm not getting any more messages about no plates, no ores, no trains. No station supplying steel plates. Okay. Well, there will be as soon as it gets restocked. That one's got... yeah, 33,000. That's now... I'm not sure whether that stacks to 100, doesn't it? So the train holds 32,000. So yeah, that one. Let's have a look at the other steel plants. That one's got 26,000. So yeah, that's a little bit low. And then the third steel plant, I've not actually been monitoring the steel, it's just been carrying on. And then this one down here has got 25,000. So yes, we're using the steel as fast as we're producing it, but there should be enough in on these 3 plants to keep the factory running. Even though it says there's no station supplying steel plate, there will be very soon, basically, so things won't have to wait for too long. Okay, so it's just the sulfuric acid and the lube I need to look into, and I've got an idea of what I want to do. I'm just going to add duplicate this side of the factory. If I can squeeze it in and around these pipes, I might have to move some things about. Or I could just build another one at the top and have 2 factories feeding into the same trains, because that gets its stuff from there. There's another oil plant there I could just use. I could just sort of duplicate the whole thing, couldn't I? Right, that's a good place to leave it. I'm getting close. I'm getting very, very close to getting everything working as planned, and I'm quite happy with the way this is going for now. There's not a lot that I need to tweak. I'll do a second sulfuric acid factory, and I'll keep monitoring the rocket fuel, and we'll see if it keeps sort of producing the science at the required rate, basically. So, on a good note, I will say, see you next time. Ignore those messages, they don't count.